Okay, I'm Phil Bircher. It's Philburcher. And I'm here to support skateboarding. I've owned Precision Skateboards in Lincoln, Nebraska for 33 years and been fighting the good fight to hopefully make skateboarding more accessible to more people since 1979, I think. Been to a lot of city council meetings over the years in different parts of the country, and I'm just here to continue that and try to get more public spaces for kids to skateboard because it's needed.
So what do you think the controversy is here?
I think mainly it's that the guys who built this and wanted to make this happen, they did it under the radar illegally. So the city has a problem with that because they're worried about their liability, which the city's always worried about is what's our risk, and it's pretty big, they think, in this case. So they have to deal with it. Well, they did it in a way where they just came and took the stuff. Nobody got talked to. Nobody talked about anybody in the community or any of the kids. I didn't know. There was nothing. It was just gone. And that's, I guess, legal, right? But unfortunately, it leaves a really bad taste in the kids' mouths. And now it's like they're anti-government almost because, hey, you guys aren't. You're supposed to work with us and help us out and give us things to do or whatever. The city is there for. And so that's why we're here, a little bit up in arms about the way it went down. And can we make something better? Can we give these at-risk youth something positive so that they can feel like they're part of it? And that's,
do you think they could build one that the city would approve of, or maybe do a half funding and they match funds or something?
I think so. And there are some public skate parks here now, but they've really never been designed in the way that the skateboarders really know they can be. They could be so much better. And it's not that they didn't get some skateboarder involvement, but ultimately it gets built. And there isn't, and it's not built by the people who really know how to build skate parks. It's built by local guys who don't really know much about it, and then afterwards say, oh, we'll never do this again, this was a nightmare, that kind of thing. So it's just a learning curve because all this is pretty new, especially in the Midwest. In Colorado, this is everywhere, and it's awesome. Every small town even has a little concrete skate park that's very well built, and it's fun to go to. And so we all drive to Colorado and skate these skate parks because there isn't anything like that here.
So you're saying if you had skate parks here, it would help the local economy, keeping people in the state?
I've said this for 30 years. It would absolutely help it. If we had a really great skate park here, people would come. There'd be competitions. Guys would come from all over the area, and when pros came through, they do demonstrations there, and it would just, it would help the community, it would help the economy. I'd like to see more of that.
As your neighbor and a commissioner who lives in the district as well. So count on me for whatever I can do. I'm going to talk to the parks director sometime today and let him know how I feel. I think it was outrageous that they bulldozed what you had. I know they're very worried about liability. There are other skate parks that the city operates, and this ought to be another one. So you have my full and complete support, and whatever I can do, I'll be in touch with who's ever in charge. If there is somebody, I just, let me give you my telephone number to call me, and I'll repeat it a couple times, 402-686-1000. 402-686-1000. Get in touch, send me a text, 402-686-1000, and let me know what I can do to help you. Because you're absolutely right. It's pretty obvious. Not only if there's only 3 of you, but look who came. This is great.
And I want to see Mike do some grinding. And I was responsible for the first skate park at Roberts Park.
This is over the Skateboard park at Lynch Park, and I read the accounts, I've seen it on television and what's going on, and I totally support the skateboard people there. The park obviously wasn't used for tennis because they took it over a year and a half ago and turned it into a skateboard park. So And the neighborhood, I don't think is much of a tennis area. I think this makes great sense. So I plan, it's not my jurisdiction. I talked to Vinny about it, and I believe he's in support of it as well. But there's liability issues, and so I'm a little quite disturbed they bulldozed it, but they're probably the lawyers told them to do that. You know how lawyers are. But anyhow, so I hope that it gets put together because this is the way it should be. It should be a skate park.
David Jensen, he and I are going to have a meeting on this. Many of you probably know him, but he was very instrumental in the first one. When he was a student Democrat, he came to downtown Omaha meeting because skateboarders were doing damage to the stairs, the railings, the statues and bases in downtown. And we wanted to ban skateboards downtown. And David said he was a Central High Democrat. There were a bunch of them. We'll support you on this if you will support us in finding a skate park. Well, a couple of years later, I ran for city council. And the first call I get is, Mark, do you remember a promise you made to us?
So you got two old guys with canes that support you. How's that? And we'll duel if we have to. I want to introduce, I'm running for re-election, and my primary opponent is here as well. I want to introduce Roger Garcia. He's a Democrat also, and we're running against each other, but I think Roger should have an opportunity to speak as well. If you'd like to express your support or opposition.
Oh, it's fine. I introduced myself to a few of you already. Roger Garcia. I also represent the district. Currently at the Metro Community College Board of Governors, but also running for County Commission as well. I'll be in touch through other. I was hoping that they would allow more people into this meeting.
They're not going to.
Apparently, they only let 3 people in, so that's kind of ridiculous. And they only gave 15 minutes for the meeting, which is also ridiculous. So we're all in support of you guys. So just let us know how we can help you.
Roger, thanks. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And one more thing. Roberts Park was designed by skaters in conjunction with the Parks Department and the architects. Make sure that the skaters are involved in designing the park. Because if the skaters are not involved in designing the park, it won't be as successful as Roberts Park is.
Why weren't you allowed? You're the commissioner. Why weren't you allowed in the meeting?
I'm sorry?
Why were you not allowed in the meeting?
Well, I could go in the meeting, but I'm a county commissioner. This is a city issue. The county doesn't do anything with parks. We had 3 parks and we gave them to the city.
I see.
So they have better operations for parks. We don't.
I see.
But anyway, good luck. And you've got my phone number. Send me a text, whatever I can do to help. 402-686-1000. I really think it's terrific. This is absolutely wonderful to see you show up like this.
And I'm glad there's such a large crowd.
Boy, no kidding.
When it's on the agenda, and when there's a Parks Department meeting, everybody should try to show up.
Same deal. Yeah. Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
How'd the meeting go? Meeting went pretty well. We're going to be meeting with Brooke Bench and discussing Lynch Park's future. The discussion we had was hopeful, and it kind of planted a seed, and I think we're going to be able to open a door to the future of skateboarding in South Omaha.
Do you think they heard you?
You know, I hope so, and I think so, and it was a good meeting, and you know, we're going to be following up and making sure that we can keep them on course for what we would like to see happen in that space.
When are you going to talk to them? Do you know when?
No, we just sat down, discussed what was going to go on, and then our next move is to set a date to have that conversation, because we're not letting this go by the wayside, because the neighborhood needs us. Okay. And what we were discussing is just, you know, potentially being able to get something in that space, working with them, talking about, you know, the different avenues everything has to go through in regards to budget, in regards to the overall goal. And so our next goal, our next meeting with Brooke Bench is really going to help us make the next decision and make the next step towards having that skate space.
They say when that's going to be at all?
No, we'll be making that call today. So
after yesterday with everything torn out, I mean, are you encouraged? How do you feel after,
with the public since yesterday with the public support, you know, I know we have the city behind us. And I just, now I'm hopeful that the city representatives are behind us as well and know that the need in South Omaha has been identified and recognized and should not be slept on.
We discussed what has happened, and we know that we're not going to be doing any more illegal skate parks in any spot that, without getting permission from the city. But we also want to sit down. I've discussed with the mayor. We want to have a good plan moving forward and start the discussions and do it the right way, and figure out a good place to do something like this. And I think we have options. I think we just need to sit down, find out what their needs are, and move forward. And I think they're willing to do that, and we're willing to do that, and I think we'll come up with a good solution.
Talk about why you had to get rid of that park.
Well, I mean, the liability issues. I mean, any time that we have, first of all, it's a dedicated tennis course, and they were paid for by donors years ago. So, I mean, we would honor that. It'd be unethical just to take it out. If a family foundation gave us money to redo tennis courts, we would always want it to maintain that integrity. So that was one of the main reasons, but also the liability. Anytime that we construct something, it has to be engineered and constructed with certified playground instructors or installers. And so we would want to do that and make sure that anything that we put into a park, that it's safe and that liability issues aren't on the city.
They claim that the park was full of trash and hadn't been used. It was all scagged out. So you talk about maintaining it for those donors. Why were you not maintaining it for those donors where they had to clean it up and build something completely new? Been there for a year, you guys didn't do anything about it. So clearly you weren't maintaining or keeping up on it for those donors.
Well, a lot of the stuff that was brought in there was portable, just like they brought in portable ramps last night. Once I was notified that we actually had stuff that was bolted into tennis courts, that's when we had to take the next steps and have it removed. So like I said, we can move forward and find a place to do this, and we'll start that process now.
County Commissioner Boyle, and he said that he talked to Councilman Palermo, said that would be a good spot because nobody plays tennis over there, and that's a more better use of that area. I know that you have donors that have paid for an upgrade. How do you balance that, or what do you do with it?
Well, like I said, it was just brought to my attention last Friday, so we really haven't had an opportunity to even look at other options yet. We just met with the group. We said we would sit down and discuss future options. So that's what we're gonna look to do.
How important is it to be fiscally responsible with funding the project? How it's going to look enough to satisfy the people that are here to set up a good enough space for them that the city can move on?
Right. Well, I mean, it's a good private-public partnership moving forward. It's like I said, we're going to sit down and discuss all the options that we have. And I think moving forward with the group, I think we'll find a good alternative, and we'll find something that works.
Thanks, Brian.